So I was just creating some content about my new song coming out, and I realized that I started sharing more about my little girl music dream and how I was imprinted at a pretty young age that if I were not to succeed by I was 21, that I would be a failure in music. And I realized that that imprinted my own personal journey with myself as far as if I ever could see myself as succeeding past the age of 21. And I'm here to change that story and to change the imprint, like the derogatory negative thing that's been holding me to like almost like a weight, a density to ever getting older. But I was just feeling how there is this part of me. There's this young, like, dreamer. So I've always had a dream for music. And then as I got older, most people said, a dream doesn't get you anywhere. A plan and a goal strategy, more methodical, goal-oriented ways of thinking. And I do have goals and I do have plans and I do make a lot of powerful choices and I do have discipline. But should I throw away the word dream because it's almost like something that isn't validated without physical proof? Well, my little girl dream was to be able to create such beautiful music and have it in movies and film. And maybe this doesn't even matter to you. Maybe you don't even care. But the reason why I'm sharing it is because I think some part of us at some stage in our life, all of us have some vision for ourselves or some dream, even if you don't identify with music at all, with a career choice. But the amount of years that passed by where I was so sad because no matter the songs that I wrote or the shows that I played or the time that I put in to practice and to be a better singer and to be a better piano player and all the things, without certain specific success markers to back it up, it all felt like just an investment and another investment and another investment. And okay, so I just had a thought and I had a deep feeling. So this past week, I got an email from my music college that I just paid off my school loans. And all week I had been choosing to celebrate it, but I realized like somehow it strikes a chord that that was over a decade ago, and I didn't really get much support for paying off my school. But what's amazing was like it was like $50,000 or something for my music college in Nashville, Tennessee. It was a really astute, good college, and I realized that so much of my life I have felt very indebted to the art of music. And I know that there's been times when like family members or other people like don't go into art, like into the field of sharing yourself as a creative because it's just struggle and it's just challenge. And sometimes people don't want to receive the art that you make. And you know what's crazy is like the music industry feels like a game. And I haven't known if I even want to play the game at times. And maybe I've been a bit like, well, I don't know if I want to even pursue the record labels because there's so much strange things. And if you watch enough social media, I don't know about news, but you'll see a lot of really distorted things popping up more and more about the music industry. And I'm like, I don't know that I want the art of my heart and the raw, authentic sharing of my songs from deep, real story and deep, real moments to be contorted and twisted. And now I have to just be a puppet on someone else's master string. And so I've, I guess, gone the independent route, making music, sharing it. But if I were to talk about my little girl dream and what would make me feel accomplished, this is like, and like I said, maybe this doesn't even matter to anybody, but it would be to feel really proud of where the songs live. Like if a few songs got placed in a movie that was profound and powerful. And, I saw Forrest Gump ages ago for the first time, and there's that piano song, da 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 da, da. Look, you probably know that song. I know that there is great power and beauty in the moment when a certain song can land in a certain story, like Forrest Gump, and it hits home, and it transcends the ability to know the story, to feel it so deeply. And that song made me cry so hard, and it was almost cathartic. And if there's places that the music that I create and the heart that I share can touch people, bring them into emotional states that are like meant to be merged with other visual experiences, like movies. Like, I love entertainment, I love movies. That would be a gift. And I hope this doesn't sound superficial, but to be able to have a bunch of followers and listeners and on Spotify is like, that's kind of like, for a lot of musicians, it's like the god of where you're valuable as an artist, which is interesting. And then obviously social media, it's like, you're known, but I care more about the impact of music. And when I have my best shows, when I'm performing, it's when people, A, know the song, or B, can sing along with me, and C, it feels like there's connective tissue of a type of community that for most of my life I've never known. Kind of like this neighborly love, as cheesy as it sounds, like feeling connected to people and sharing music together, and to have more performance opportunities where not only are there other success markers, that more people know my music, so then there's more songs to sing together. And also, after sharing that I just paid off my music debt, the amount that I've bled, sweat, and tears, money, paying people, investing this, most of my life, music has been quite the investment to be as masterful as I can. But it's such an interesting career path, especially when you've invested so much money into college, because there's not like an easy in, like some careers, like, oh, you can get a job here or a job here. It's like such a mystery. It seems like a lot of musicians at the top, and there's a whole bed of musicians at the bottom, and I'm working my way up to find, I don't need to be an Adele. I don't need to be an Alicia Keys. It's not even about that, because I also love my privacy in my life. I just want to be able to have some of those success markers, and to feel like I have more of a community and connection with people around the world. And that's actually what YouTube has become, is an outlet to connect with a completely different demographic, and more people that come on to experience long form content like this. And I really appreciate, for anyone that is watching this, that has ever had a dream or a vision or something that they desire for themselves, or even they had a college loan that they finally paid off, or any debt. And if you're on here listening, it's super cheesy, but I just want to send you a thank you for taking the time to learn more about why this all matters to me. And I hope you have a great day.